think the biggest challenge for women in navigating their return to work after maternity leave is that whole dance as to how it will work for the employer and also for themselves.
It suits me. I've got a family with 3 young, not so young anymore, children, so I'm able to mix a bit of long days and shorter days and be at some school pickups and some school drop-offs, so it works for the family. There is also a flexibility that if I need to be at school for an appointment, I can change my days around. That flexibility works both ways, so if I need to come into the office for a meeting, I'll come into an office meeting on my days off, or I'll change my days around. So there's a flexibility on both parts.
It's good for organisations to challenge the paradigm of where work is done, how it's done and who does it, and that it can be a win-win.
I've had to learn how to say no. I can't do everything anymore. It's all a juggling act, people say that, but I really thought that I could juggle everything. So I could have 20 balls in the air and juggle them all and do a wonderful job. And it's just not possible.
The transition's hard. It's hard for the kids, it's hard for you, but you know, you work through it and get to a happy place with it.
Is the flexibility you give to working mums, they give back 10 times over. You know, they have to multitask incredibly, they tend to, you know, work from home and all those things. So I'm not at all concerned about dealing with the flexibility of them being parents because we get more back.
Well, the major advantage for Bunnings to have people retained in the business as part-time opposed to not having them at all is retaining skill set, knowledge. You know, I've been in the business a long time now, so you're better off keeping and retaining that person than not have them at all.
I expected, and I'd heard horror stories about it being really hard. The hardest thing was probably the childcare and stressing about childcare, but I had a really supportive workplace that was flexible and happy to work around my childcare arrangements.
Working part-time suits me because it gives me time to spend with my family. I have a young family and at this stage of my life I really want to make the most of that precious time while they are young. So it gives me 1 day a week where I get to spend with my 2 daughters.
And I just flicked back into work really, really quickly. It wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be.